So Zbcn looks like it's going to retest its all-time highs very, very soon. What's sad though is some people got shaken out of their Zbcn positions completely because the price started coming down and because people start to spread FUD. And if you guys have been watching my videos, I always tell you guys to ignore the noise because 9 times out of 10, most people don't know what they're talking about. People will spread FUD about every single coin in the crypto space. People did spread FUD about Bitcoin. People spread FUD about Ethereum. People spread FUD about XRP, Cardano, Solana. The list just goes on forever and forever and forever. Guys, you got to conduct your own research to not get shaken out when you see the price come down. Because we've been invested in Zbcn since a $75 million market cap. We saw this thing reach a high of what, maybe like 600 million or maybe higher than that. I don't know. I'm going to pull up the charts in just a second, but you can't get shaken out of your position as long as you know what you hold. Because now that Zbcn bottomed out around 0.0022 or somewhere around there and start making its way back up, the bounce has been epic. And now everyone that was talking bad about Zbcn, they went silent. Maybe they even invested in Zbcn. I would not be surprised. But anyways, I want to get into a few things before I continue. This is a video you do not want to miss, that is for sure. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I could always be wrong. Now, real quick before I get into things, for anyone that's looking for a great crypto exchange, check out my link to BTCC. Register now, get 10 USDT. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that trades using leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link will be in my description down below for anyone that's interested in that. All right, but getting into things, you know, if we check out the crypto bubbles, we can see that for the most part, it's a red day in the market, but not Zbcn. Zbcn is up 20.5%. This right here is coins from 101 to 200. If we go from coins 1 to 100, you see that, yeah, same thing, red day in the market. The top gainer is a CFX coin, which is up 15.5%. But from coins 1 to 200, Zbcn is up the most in the last 24 hours. And again, I am not even surprised. Zbcn will always do its thing. Market pulls back, Zbcn goes up. You know, man, it's crazy to think that we've been covering this thing for the last like 4 months since I made my very first Zbcn video. We've made some very incredible gains, but I strongly believe that things are just getting started for Zbcn. The gains will continue to print as long as you know what you hold. You know, I saw this post here on X by, where is the post? Actually, that was not it, by Noah James. So he says, still a scam? Nope. Learn from your mistakes and check your emotions, ladies and gentlemen. And that is 100% facts. You got to check your emotions because Zbcn went on a parabolic rally. Everybody was making articles about it. People started talking about it on YouTube once Zbcn reached like all-time highs pretty much, right? So inevitably, like the price was going to correct. Nothing runs up in a straight line forever. There needed to be some sort of correction because if the price continued to go up and up and up and up, the correction would be that much more vicious. But Zbcn, it looks like the correction might be over. You know, again, I'm going to pull up the charts in just a second. Let's go through a couple more of these posts here on YouTube, or not YouTube, on X. So move over bears. Yeah, like guys, everyone is talking like, look at this. Boom, Zbcn is on fire. Just added 2,000 new wallets and price jumped 18% in no time. Now imagine when we hit 20,000, 30,000, or even 40,000 new investors. $1 Zbcn, not just possible. Oh, this person says it's inevitable. Big words, right? Community is solid, right? You guys need to understand that when you're getting into these coins nowadays, you have to make sure that the community is there. You know, you can get into, there's so many coins in the market and not every single one of them is going to pump. This is a completely different cycle. You got to be in the right narratives, right? The right coins, the right narratives, the right hype, like obviously the right tech, right partnerships. Like Zbcn's just got all the ingredients to make people some incredible returns this bull cycle. And if you hop in during the time that I hop in right now, you're just laughing, and you're going to continue to laugh in my personal opinion because this run is literally just getting started. But let's go over the price movement right now. So over here on CoinMarketCap, ZBCN again is up 20% in the last 24 hours. The current price is 0.0053. Check out the volume here. I always say volume predicts price. The volume is up 194%. 194% in the last 24 hours. The current market cap is 476 million. 476 million. And then you check out the amount of exchanges. It's still not on Coinbase and still not on Binance. If you guys watched my last Zbcn video, I already showed you guys the possibility of Coinbase and Binance listing it. You know, you never know what's going to happen. But if you're going to get into Zbcn, you got to get in before Coinbase or Binance listed, because if Coinbase or Binance lists ZBCN, you're going to be too late. I know what's going to happen. Some people's going to be in the comments section saying, is it too late to buy now? And the answer is going to be yes, it's too late to buy now because Coinbase and Binance already listed ZBCN and the price had already moved. All right, so you got to get in before Coinbase or Binance. All right, so I'm actually going to ignore those messages. Is it too late to buy now? If Coinbase and Binance list ZBCN, right? But if you check out the community sentiment here, 73,000 votes, 88% of people are bullish on this thing. So it's extremely funny to think that there was FUD around ZBCN, but so many votes and so many people were bullish on ZBCN. So there was a lot more bullish people than bearish people. And again, this is why I always tell you guys, you got to ignore the noise, know what you hold, and know that ZBCN, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see where this thing takes us by the time the bull run is over, because it's looking quite interesting. But let's get into TradingView here and see what's happening over here. All right, so in my video yesterday, I spoke about this bullish momentum that was fired here on this indicator. By the way, you can find the indicator down below for anyone that's interested. It's called Trade Assist. Lets you know when there's a bullish momentum and bearish momentum, when's a good time to buy and sell crypto. But I pointed this out yesterday that this was the first bullish momentum here on the indicator for ZBCN in the last month and a half, because the last one was on June 16th, and now we just got another bullish momentum that was fired on July 28th. All right, so it looks like this indicator was correct, because ZBCN went just nuts. It went as high as 0.00557 today, right? So it was just a fantastic day to be a ZBCN holder, and I think it's going to continue to be a fantastic. I think it's always going to be fantastic to hold ZBCN. All-time highs is all the way up here, which is around 0.0070. So it's really just creeping its way back towards all-time highs. Who got into ZBCN down here at its lows at 0.0023? If you guys have been watching my ZBCN videos, I spoke about how ZBCN could have come down to the levels. Let me remove the indicator for a second. I already have it circled in to these levels right here, 0.0022. It almost touched there exactly, but it made a bounce just slightly above it. But who got into ZBCN at these levels? Who bought the dips down here? Let me know in the comments section down below, because right now you're laughing. You're laughing. To me, this was just a obvious play. And I always tell you guys, again, don't let me get you hyped up, right? Conduct your own research. If your research says this is a great play, then you buy. If your research says this is a bad play, then you pass on the play. It's that simple. I know that some people watch these ZBCN videos, but they have no intentions on ever hopping into ZBCN. It's like they're just waiting to FOMO in after ZBCN breaks all-time highs and make new all-time highs. But hey, people can do whatever they want, right? But it looks like ZBCN is going to retest these highs a lot sooner than most people think, right? So I'm looking out for that. There's going to be corrections along the way. ZBCN on July 8th was sitting down here at 0.0023, right? And this correction right here was because of the token unlock. And I told you guys this, just like what happened previously. If you guys have been following my videos, I've showed you guys leading up to the token unlock, people always sell. And then after the token unlock, people started buying. And that's exactly what we saw, right? People sold because of the token unlock, and then they start to buy again. And we're going to see something quite similar next month, and maybe the next month after that, and the next month after that. But as long as ZBCN continues to make higher lows, that's the only thing that we need to really be paying attention to. Because even though we got in all the way at these levels down here at the very bottom, there's always going to be correction along the way, and you're not going to see these levels probably anytime soon, right? Zbcn went nuts, went to 0.0022, corrected down to 0.001, just went completely berserk, right? And then corrected down to 0.0023, but it still remained above its previous resistance around this area, and you're not going to get the price where we initially got in. So at least no time soon. Okay, so right now you should be looking to get Zbcn on any dips if you're looking to get into Zbcn for the very first time. I never tell people to chase green candles because there's always going to be a pullback somewhere along the way, and Zbcn could pull back a little bit. I'm guessing it's probably going to pull back towards 0.0043 before it start making its way back towards its all-time highs, right? But we're going to see how this thing plays out. I am still going to continue to make Zbcn videos because I am extremely bullish here. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links down below. And until next time, take care.